Landmines and jellyfish, welcome back to Knives, I guess, and freeze! You're under arrest for being my favorite subscriber. Eh? How'd you go in there? But we did a live stream on the Albatross FK055. We did Cardboard Slayer with it. So let's take a look at what we're holding real quick because you know I spoil you. And first things first, and most importantly, the pocket clip is tip up, which is the Lord's carry. We have got G10 with the hex pattern on the scales. We have got our flipper tab. Let's flick the bean. And we got 3 inches of D2 steel. So that y'all know what happened here, I reached out to Albatross and asked if they wanted to work with me, and they said sure, and asked what I was interested in, and I mentioned this one, so they sent me this and a few other knives to check out, so I didn't pay for this out of pocket. They sent this to me for free, but it's not a paid review. Now, I carried this thing. It did good for its week. You know, the only gripes I had were very, very tiny ones. It's a bit on the thick side, and the pocket clip is not quite as strong as I'd like it to be. The pocket clip did its job, but I do fear that if it got snagged on something, it'd bend out of shape very easily. Those were the only major problems I had. Factory edge was good, functions good, it's on bearings, like everything about it works quite well. So, we got our carry out of the way, all that, and we did our live stream. So I was looking at D2 taking about 4 hours to wear out. That's how it do. And, you know, we've had other D2s that were on the softer side that started to wear down, but, you know, this thing, it started off really well. So we had a 216 on the edge to start on the good old handy electronic tester, and we pushed it for an hour, and I will say one thing right now. This thing slices like a treat. It is a very, very slicey blade. The grind would not have told me it was that slicey, but it did a good job slicing. So we went for an hour and got down to 322 on the tester. Not bad at all. We pushed for our next hour. We got down to 362. Very, very consistent smooth edge wear on it. At the 3 hour mark, we hit 427 on the tester, which is not too bad at all. By about the 3 hour mark, I will say I had hot spots on every point of contact with this thing. It was hot spotting like crazy, and that's just because these edges on the edges of the scale, they're not broken down that far. Like, there's not a soft chamfer on it. It chamfers down this way and then drops off into a 90. So it took 3 hours to get there. That was definitely a nuisance, but it took 3 hours to get there. I mean, what do you want? Something like this, you're not likely going to be pushing it that hard for that long in one go. You know, and we went at 3 hours and 40 minutes, the cut started looking kind of raggedy, and so I checked it. We were at 505, which is still, for the purposes of Cardboard Slayer, not quite a completely devastated edge. At the 4 hour mark, we hit 520, and then we hit 574 at 4 hours and 15 minutes. So this thing did very good for D2. It did exactly what D2 should. I will say, watching the numbers over the course of that 4 hours and 20 minutes, it was a much more gradual slide down to a devastated edge than we've had on a lot of other knives. A lot of other knives, they'll go and then stabilize for an hour or two and then just right off a cliff. So it's really cool seeing that kind of coast down there instead of just, you know, cut okay, down. And this thing took an edge so nicely. You guys, it took an edge so nicely. I have been complaining about it, but for the last couple of weeks, sharpening knives has not been my friend. We have had steels that just would not cooperate, and I mean just refused to become sharp. This, however, did a great job. Let me get some copy paper. How you doing today? Now, let's see if I fail a cut. No. This thing took an absolutely beautiful edge, and not only that, at the time of sharpening, when I broke out the electronic edge tester, which I'm going to do right now, but I broke out the electronic edge tester and I loaded a clip up, we hit an even 100 on that thing. That is the lowest number that I have gotten off of my own hand sharpening a knife so far. I think that might be the lowest number I've seen so far on this tester. I would have loved to have seen 99. But we didn't quite get there. I am striving to get below 100. Let's see what we get on this. And of course, the number's probably going to be a couple of points different. Like, they don't... Sorry. Depending on where I hit the knife and other variables, the number's going to be a little different. But let's see if we can get another 100. Yeah, 124. So 124 is not bad at all. You know, it took an edge, and I cannot tell you how good it feels to finally have something sharpen after what felt like 2.5 weeks of stuff just absolutely not sharpening back up. Worth a damn. Worth a damn. All right, we'll get one more test cut just to see how it do. I can hit the tear button, you guys. I can tear the weight out. Yeah, 111. So, I mean, we're there. We are in the butter zone. That is a very, very good edge. So, I mean, overall, very minor complaints. Very, very minor. Just a little bit too thick. Pocket clip could have been stronger. Those are the big ones. And then, of course, if you're going to be pushing this really hard through a lot of cuts, back to back to back to back for a long time, you're going to hot spot. I didn't have any hot spots in the pocket. Didn't have any major issues there. It took a while for those hot spots to show up. So, you know, this thing is $39.50. The last time I checked, I'm going to link off to this in the description. So if you want one, you can grab one. They have them in yellow and they have them in blue. I do believe it is fully worth that $40 and a little bit more. I've had knives that were in the $60 range not perform nearly as well as this one, and took an edge nowhere near as well as this one did. So, yeah, I mean, I'm fairly impressed. You know, the D2 did what D2 does. We got our good 4 hours out of it. Just the biggest thing is it sliced really well the whole time, and that it was a smooth transition from start to finish. Like, it was just a smooth coast downhill. And, you know, that was the pleasant surprise there. Like I said, most of these knives, when they go, they'll hit the 400s, they'll stay there, and then jump to the, like, from 450 to 550, and then, you know, like, drop down to 650 in the next 30 minutes or something like that. Like, they normally don't do that. They normally don't, the edges don't normally wear that smoothly and that evenly over that long of a period of time. Sorry, words are hard. I still blame you. It's your fault that words are hard right now. So, Cardboard Slayer, that was a ton of fun. That was a great live stream. We had a blast. But I can't think of anything else to say about this thing outside of, yeah, I really like it. All that being said, thanks for looking at my crap. Subscribers, you guys are awesome. I appreciate you so much. Y'all keep coming in. I cannot tell you how much I appreciate it. If you haven't subscribed, please do. We do have a giveaway coming up in the very near future to celebrate hitting 3K. We have got our live streams, regular videos. There's plenty of activities. Comments, I love some feedback. Let me know what you think about this thing or anything else. And all that being said, y'all have a nice day.